Hey everybody, I hope you guys are doing well. So for my project, I focused on how the media perpetuates toxic masculinity, which in turn fuels physical, emotional, and psychological violence against women. And so for my public argument, I took magazines, a specific form of media, and turned it into an art piece that kind of seeks to reclaim media as a form of empowerment rather than objectification for my audience, which I'm considering to be women ages 18 to about 30. So let me show you my collage, and I'll reference it throughout the presentation to keep giving you a reminder of what it looks like. I'm sorry about the glare. Okay, so the first thing that I wanted to talk about are the two women who are at the bottom of the collage, and they're sitting on top of a police car actually. So the two women I found were both in the same ad for roller skates, and what kind of drew me to this initially was this idea of freedom. So for me, roller skates represent movement and not necessarily movement between spaces or places, which obviously it could mean that too, but for me I was thinking more about emotional freedom and the ability to kind of experience feelings that just feel right. So the media often teaches women that they're not allowed to feel angry or assertive or upset, that they're kind of supposed to be calm and quiet and nurturing, and that's sort of all that we have to offer, which is very much not true. So with these two women, one of them looks sort of more calm and subdued, and the other one looks a bit more angry and maybe ferocious even. And so I wanted to put them together to kind of juxtapose this idea of what a woman should be versus what a woman truly is, but also express how both of those, whether or not it's what society wants us to be or what we want to be, both of those aspects are still trapped by overarching consequences of toxic masculinity in the media. So the two women are kind of tied down to this police car, and I suppose that the police specifically can be a means or a specific group that does oppress women, but more kind of broadly, I was thinking that just generally the media polices women and polices their ability to kind of experience the world in the way that they want to. So yes, these two women are trapped to this police car, and I wanted to further that sense of being trapped, or that inability to escape by these prison bars. And at the bottom of the two bars, there are these two kind of masculine looking hands, and they're keeping the bars in place. So it is this representation of how toxic masculinity functions to keep women trapped in one spot, and how the goal is to kind of keep them from achieving the same social status as men. So additionally, I kind of wanted to link these hands to physical violence, which is something else that I talk about in my research paper, to the blood that is dripping down from up here. So I think blood can mean a couple different things. On the one hand, I think it's often associated with violence, and rightfully so, but also I think that it is in conjunction with this sense of vitality and life. I mean, people could not live without blood. So for me, the blood dripping down is symbolic of this loss of personhood and vitality that women experience because of toxic masculinity, that they're not allowed to be the full person that they could be, and achieve the potential that every human is born with. So to kind of even develop that idea a little bit more, I have this hand reaching up towards this light fixture. And so the hand really, I found the hand to be really striking because it's kind of fading away into the background. It's not that prominent, it's just kind of blurry. And so I think that oftentimes the media teaches women that they're supposed to kind of take this back position and kind of stand in the background, and literally just fade into nothing. I think women are often taught that we're supposed to strive to become nothing, which is awful and terrible. and just completely wrong. I think I'm at a loss for words for just how heartbreaking that phrase is. And so I wanted to show this hand reaching towards this light to kind of encourage women to reclaim that strength and to fight against this message that we're told to fade away. And also to stir a sense of anger and passion and frustration, because so often we're told that we can't feel those things. And so lastly, I just wanted to touch on these pills that I added. So just for some background, the actual background to my collage is an ad for a Medicare program. And so I actually wanted to use those pills to cover up that ad. And in no way am I trying to comment on medication. This is all just kind of used as symbolism to illustrate my argument. But what I was trying to get at with the pills in the specific collage is that that women don't necessarily need to use or to rely on external forces to kind of suppress their feelings, that women are allowed to feel every single feeling that they have on an infinite spectrum. And so even though I think it could be taken as potentially some sort of form of suppression, I think that I challenge that because these pills are falling into a maze. And a maze is something that is typically sort of an obstacle. It's something to get through. You often have to kind of change your game plan and your perspective and keep persisting even when maybe you hit a dead end. So I wanted women to kind of think about the different ways and the different strategies they can start to engage in to dismantle these systems of toxic masculinity that are put onto women. And so I really wanted to show that even though I don't know where to start, I don't know the best way to kind of target this issue. I think that we saw even in Killing Us Softly 4 with Jean Kilbourne that just educating people about it is a really necessary step, and so I hope that my collage is doing that as well. But it is just a first step, and a small one at that, small but very necessary. So I just really wanted to help women to gain empowerment, experience their feelings, and begin to explore the idea of even if you hit a roadblock, even if you hit a dead end, that doesn't mean that you can't try again. And that escaping doesn't necessarily mean leaving an aspect of the past behind. Escaping can be something that is productive. Maybe not to escape as in get away, but escape as in change. And change someone's perspective. So that is my collage. I'll just show it one more time. Yeah, so I hope you all enjoyed my presentation.